Hey there, how is everybody doing today? I hope well. I wanted to come on, and this is the third of 4 installments for your October group coaching calls. I appreciate everybody being flexible and being open to having some training this month instead of group coaching calls. My trip has gone fantastic, and I have to tell you though, I have forgotten how the allergies work, and so if I am clearing my throat, it's more so because they're combining and doing all the harvest here. And so the dust has definitely gotten to my throat. And the beautiful thing is, and I want you all to realize this and remember this, that being an entrepreneur, you have the flexibility. And so like today I saw one client and I'm recording this for you. And that's what I'm doing today, and then going to go hang out with my best friend. So the beauty of owning your own business is you can create that flexibility. It's just a choice. So the last time we spoke, or I spoke, I talked about the law of cause and effect. And so I wanted to walk through the law of cause and effect a little bit more, because this one to me is really foundational for the rest of the laws. And I also want to talk about the subsidiary laws, because I didn't give those to you last week. So when you think about the law of cause and effect, basically it says nothing happens by chance. Everything you experience in the world is an effect of a cause set in motion, and effects become causes of new effects in a train of causation. So what that basically means is that every time you're in cause, a different effect comes to play. So as first cause, everything you set into motion returns to you, or in this case, the causal source as a result. So you're at first cause, so the things you set into motion will return to you. And so what that basically is talking about too is that the universe is always for you. You know, if you've been listening to or reading The Science of Getting Rich, they talk about how it's having pure faith that what you want is coming. Part of it's uncovering the double binds and the loyalty packs that you have, but also being open to receiving that and taking action once it's received. So keeping in mind that the universe is always for you. So the subsidiary laws, the first one is the law of personal responsibility. And basically what that says is that we're 100% responsible for our own results. So when you think about that, some people kind of freak out and think, oh, that's a lot of pressure. But let's turn that on its head, because really taking responsibility for ourselves and not other people, it empowers you to put a new cause into effect. So I always say, once you become aware, you can't undo the awareness. So when you become aware of something and you take personal responsibility for it, then that allows people or yourself, or I'll speak for me, it allows me to get out of the why is something happening to me. Now, I don't believe that anyway, but it helps you create the belief system that you are first cause and that you have a choice, which is actually another subsidiary law. But you have the choice and can take 100% responsibility for taking that choice to make it different or change it. So another subsidiary law is the law of choice. And so when you think about it, I think our greatest superpower is the power to choose. So you've been endowed with the ability to interrupt and redirect the train of causation through your power to choose new beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and actions. Let me say that again. You have been endowed with the ability to interrupt and redirect the train of causation through your power to choose new beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and actions. So when you come to this point where you know you're making a decision, you can make one decision or another, multiple decisions. It depends on what effect you want. And when you start looking at decisions that way and say, what effect do I want? Then it helps you take responsibility. And secondly, have the power of choice. And for me, it helped me step back from a brain science perspective and really realize that, what effect do I want? Now, it seems like a faceplant, and people try to explain this in a different way, but it does allow a different type of empowerment. And so when you think about that power to choose a new belief, I want you to also, I say to people, and many of you have heard this, that when you think a year out from now of where you want to be in all these facets of your life, you have to act and think with new thoughts, new feelings, new actions, new beliefs, as if you were that woman or man that is there a year from now, 5 years from now, whatever period of time you want to put on it. So that helps your choice, because you need to make choices based on where you want to be, not where you're at today. The other one is the law of sacrifice. And a lot of people, this is another subsidiary law, a lot of people freak out about this one because they think of sacrifice as a negative connotation sometimes, but this really is the thought that you have to give up something of a lower nature in order to receive something of a higher nature. So anything that throws you out of, some people use the word heaven, like whatever throws you out of heaven here, that you have to really look at and say, do I need that in my life? Sometimes it's a relationship. Sometimes it's a habit that we need to let go of. And sometimes, yes, it's clients or it's customers. Sometimes it's a thought pattern that you have, but anything that keeps you at a lower nature. So again, sometimes it's the double buy-ins and loyalty packs. So letting go of that in order to receive what's coming, what the higher nature is. That's the law of sacrifice. And that also plays into the law of cause and effect as a subsidiary law, because if you choose to hang on to something that keeps you at a lower nature, then that's a choice, the law of choice, and you're taking personal responsibility of it. If you're not aware of it, that's where I come in and try to help you with the awareness. But then it comes to choosing which direction you want to go. Now, the last subsidiary law of the law of cause and effect is also the law of compensation. And basically what this says is that you are compensated according to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. So let me say that again. You are compensated according to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. And if you can answer those three questions, then it becomes much easier to think about, if someone's not ready to work with you, then maybe they don't have the need quite yet, right? Or they don't see the need that's there. And it helps you also up-level your game as you're working with clients or customers. Now, in order to receive more and begin to draw yourself to something larger or something of a higher nature, you must become too large for your present place. So it's almost like if you think about, you outgrow a container, not saying that we're all hermit crabs, but that's an easy analogy. So if you think about outgrowing the container that you're in, it's about becoming too large for your present place. And so you do that by solving bigger problems and being of greater service, increasing your capability and ability by owning your value, your worth, and your unique self-expression. I know we've all worked on this. And for those of you that are just starting with me, we'll work on your unique self-expression and what that is worth to other people, how it's worth it to you, owning your own value and what you do, and not falling into these ideas that you're not worth it, or falling into oh, I don't know why the name just escaped me, but where you feel, oh, the imposter syndrome, not falling into the imposter syndrome, where you feel like, is this really me? Who would want to pay me for this? We get rid of all of that. We don't do doubt, because it's about solving those bigger problems, being of a greater service, so that you own your value, your worth, and your unique self-expression. So that, my friends, is the law of cause and effect. When you think about your own beingness, which is the law of nature, think about, what service do you provide? How do you provide it? And what sets you apart from other people? And that falls into that law of compensation. So with that, this is a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to give me some feedback on this if you prefer doing these once in a while, or you want to keep doing group coaching sessions each week. So anyway, with that, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a fantastic week.